Hey, what's up, YouTube? Anaris here with a little bit of an update regarding Tribes Ascend. There will be no playthrough video today because the servers are actually down right now. There is a new patch being implemented, and we should be able to play it later on this afternoon. The servers will be down from 9:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm just going to go over some of the highlights here, as we did receive an email including the Cliffs Notes and the entire patch list, and I'm just going to kind of review what I think players might find interesting. So, first of all, there is a blanket addition of bug fixes, both visual and audio. So, there's a lot of references in there to that. We'll just kind of condense that down and say they fixed a lot of stuff. So, there's a new CTF map to the free server rotation. It's called Bella Omega. It's meant to at least temporarily replace Dry Dock. I think this is a really good thing because Dry Dock, in my opinion, was not a map that I enjoyed, and it's because it felt really flat. There were, a couple cliffs that were really tall between the bases, but then when you actually got down to the midfield area, it was just basically a ton of little tiny hills. And if you lost your speed, you were pretty much boned unless you made your way all the way back up to one of the bases. And of course, making your way back up there when you're getting shot at midfield by somebody who hasn't lost their speed yet, it can be very difficult. So that's a good thing. I'm looking forward to seeing what that map is going to include in terms of terrain features. This is something else that is really awesome. I love that Hi-Rez Studios did this. You can now test all classes, including the classes you do not yet own, in the single-player roaming maps on the training menu. So that means that if you remember when I did my Scrambler playthrough, I temporarily played on a single-player setting where I was basically just able to fly around by myself and use the class. So this is going to help people pretty much just decide, oh, you know what? Do I really want to pay a little bit extra gold for this? Well, how do I know if I like it or not? Well, this is a good way. Aside from the videos that I've put up, kind of explaining the talent trees, this is a good way that lets you actually experiment with it and see if it's a class that fits your style of play. So the next thing is added a new perk for the Juggernaut, Super Heavy. It reduces knockback effects from AoE blasts. Very simple and to the point title. The separate VIP queue has been removed. Previously, the way it was set up was you had VIP servers and you had free servers. They were one and the same. You were pretty much just restricted to free servers in the beta, but come launch, it looked like the VIPs were going to be separated by choice, of course, for each player. But VIPs now will play on the same servers as the free players. And VIPs will continue to earn 50% bonus tokens and XP. And also, in a future patch, VIPs will be able to vote on which maps should be played next. So the VIPs will be thrown into the same basket with the free-to-play players, which is awesome. And the only difference really there is additional tokens and, of course, the ability to affect change on the maps. And it looks like there's also major changes in the way the first-person textures. I guess they're working on ways to improve the amount of memory that they're taking up. I guess they're taking up way more than they want to right now. So they're going to be kind of bumping down the quality of the first-person textures for this build in particular. There could also be some strange graphics behavior, but they know about this. What they're doing is, long story short, they're condensing a whole bunch of stuff, and we've got the rough draft, and the next patch is going to, or the future patch is going to be the polishing of this rough draft to make it, up to the quality that we have come to expect from them. So the next thing is players who rejoin a match they've left or disconnected from will have their kills, score, unspent credits, etc. all returned. That's pretty cool. So we see a variety of audio-related changes, blah, blah, blah. Players can now bind separate keys for their primary and secondary weapons. This is a really good thing because a lot of times if you've seen my videos, I'll accidentally turn on my I'll press 1 and it will set it so that way, oh, look, I'm going to fire an airstrike. Well, I'm trying to actually switch my weapon here, not open up an airstrike. And that's just, so many other first-person shooters. The first key is your primary weapon. Number 2 is your secondary weapon. If you have a tertiary, it's number 3, and so on. But the only way you could switch weapons was to press Q and just kind of cycle through it. And while that's cool and all, I would really like to have the ability to bind, 1 to disc launcher, 2 to pistol, 3 to ammo, and 4 to airstrike. And now we can do that. Another thing that's really good that I think a lot of people are very happy about is increased jetpack initial acceleration. So maybe you've played it before, you've noticed that it is kind of a little sluggish when you first kind of took off there because you're jumping and your jetpack's trying to get you that initial boost of speed. This is going to affect that. You're going to be able to get up in the air a little bit faster. Increased air control slightly across all armor types. You'll have to let me know in the comment section once the game comes back up if you notice that there's a big difference. Let me know. Let me know if you feel like it's a good change or not. Okay, so then we have next flag assist accolade added. All flag holders share a net credit amount roughly equal to 1,000. Solo cappers still get 2,000 total. Reworked default credit gain of capture to fit. So basically, if the flag goes across multiple holders on the way, goes to John, goes to Steve, goes to Billy, goes to, Sarah, and then finally ends up in Jeremy's hand, all those people I just mentioned will get roughly 1,000 credits, and then Jeremy will get 2,000 for. No, wait, hold on. No, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. If multiple people hold it and one person eventually caps it, then everybody in that group will get 1,000. But if one person caps it, just start to finish, they will get 2,000. Okay, so I apologize for that. That's how it actually works. Multiple people, 1,000 credits. One person, 2,000 credits. Modify the terrain on Katabatic to more balanced gameplay. I'm going to be curious to see how they do that. The middle was a little kind of weird, I think. I feel like that coming from the Blood Eagle side, it may have been a little bit, or the Diamond Sword, it was a little bit easier to get up speed and maintain it. But we'll see exactly what that entails. Fix Grav Cycle Passenger not being able to look up and down. That's a pretty substantial thing. Also, they said that they fixed that glitchiness that the bike had. So, when you come to a complete stop, you're just kind of flipping all over the place. Yeah, they fixed that. Fixed call-in laser targeter not being able to work on some objects. So what objects it's going to be working on now, I don't know. It just kind of a general some objects. Fixed an exploit for Jumper's Blink Pack where players could accelerate to high speeds with little to no energy cost. Haven't really seen that one either, so I couldn't tell you how much it's going to affect overall gameplay, but, squashing bugs is definitely a good thing. The next thing we have here is that the Doombringer looks like it received a little bit of bug fixing love, a little bit of reworking. They just pretty much made some general adjustments to the weapons, including the chain gun. There, I think there was a bit of a nerf there. They also changed the scope on the Sentinel's BXT-1 rifle. They also have an increased charge time while jetpacking or skiing at high speed. So finally, we'll bring us to the known issues with this build. Ski tutorial has been temporarily removed. It will be back soon. It's like a 30-second tutorial. I think that if you just hop into a game, you'll be fine. You have the flag message repeats at a rate that can be annoying in some situations. This will be fixed in a future patch. Grav cycle view for riding passenger, first person and third person, can still get to a weird state under some conditions. And finally, accolades received before exiting and rejoining a match will not show in the player summary screen. They are being recorded, but simply do not show at this time. So it's just a graphical bug. It's not actually one of the underlying features having been broken or anything like that. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up here for patch 0.1.549.0. As always, if you have a chance to play it, I will actually be uploading this video just before I head to work, so I'm not going to be able to play it until later on tonight. If you get a chance to play it, check it out. Leave a comment down in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Compliments to the team, anything they could work on, pretty much just kind of get some ideas brainstorming, as this game is still in beta and they are definitely listening to the fans. So that's pretty much all I've got for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned a little bit more about Tribes Ascend, kind of know how the development cycle is going, and of course, if you want to subscribe, that helps me out a ton, and you will be notified of upcoming Tribes information. So, thank you, and I will see you in the next video.